Hey, hi guys, welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to the first episode of Deep Culture. My name is Fali, and today I have a special guest with me. But before I get into that, I just want to give you guys a bit of a background or a bit of a context about what this channel is going to be about. Now, this channel is called Deep Culture because in these episodes, I'm going to go deep with the participants or with the guests that come on, right? So one of the things that I find I'm most passionate about and I enjoy listening and hearing about are people's experiences in life, right? Everybody has a different journey in life. Everybody has something different to offer. Everybody has something unique to share about. And that's what really fascinates me. And I think that because they have such fascinating stories to tell, it's not just me who can be inspired by it, but I believe by having this podcast, it can also inspire you too as well, right? So that's the purpose of this channel, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it too. If you're the type of person who likes deep conversations, right? Not the surface kind, but the one that goes beyond the surface, that goes under the iceberg, right? Under the iceberg, under the tip of the iceberg, right? We're looking at things like, what are your culture? What is your character like? What was your mindset that you had as you continued to go on in your life towards pursuing a certain goal? Or is it by when you're starting a family or when you're getting your first job? What is your goal? Is it to be a millionaire? Is it to be an artist or a writer? So on and so forth. And that's the kind of guest that we'll be having on this channel, right? So that's basically a good short introduction for this channel. For today, I have a special guest with me who's a very dear friend, who is also one of my mentors, I would say, in this entrepreneurship journey of mine. So her name is Manisha Dhalani, right? She's actually a writer of books. She actually co-authored a book called Homeless together with Liana Damira and Kai Anwar. She's also co-authored in a book called Crowdsource, which is a compilation of stories for entrepreneurs. On top of that, she also does a lot of content marketing for, I can't name the global pharmaceutical company, but she's also done blog writing for software service company called Jumper AI and for other local and regional small business owners. Last but not least, she's also just very recently launched a resource platform called Mini Marketing Hacks, right? Which is her baby project right now. She's enjoying it a lot. Basically, what that project offers is that it's a resource. It offers resources for small business owners, and it offers quick and easy marketing solutions like social media image packs, consultation calls, and swag files for download as well. Right. So without further ado, let me please introduce to you Manisha Dhalani.
Hi,
Hi, Manisha. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Did you enjoy my introduction?
Yes, it was very good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay. Was it awkward though?
For a first time, my first podcast on the channel, it was actually really good.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Succinct, I must say.
Succinct.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Thank you. So how's circuit breaker treating you so far?
It's been alright. It's been what, 3 weeks now, almost a month, close
Mm-hmm.
to a month already. I think for a person like me who's pretty introverted, no problems so far. I'm enjoying sitting at home, reading, doing work, watching TV,
Mm.
cooking, eating. Yeah,
Eating.
it's pretty alright.
So
Yes,
this latest extension of the circuit breaker, along with the new rules of desserts and bubble tea, must be hitting you, huh?
very much so. But I'm very lucky to have friends who have been delivering cake and chocolate to me. So thank you, everyone.
You mean they baked it or what?
No, I have so far I've just got chocolate bars. I'm waiting for someone to bake and send me something. Waiting, hint, hint.
Hint. All right, viewers
Yeah.
out there, if you guys are pastry dishes chefs or something like that. Yeah. Okay. So what do I want to say? How do we go about this?
You tell me.
Okay, so maybe give a big. I gave a short introduction or brief introduction of yourself, of you. So maybe you can share
Yeah.
a bit more about yourself. What you think I missed out on?
Mm, For starters, I guess you pretty much covered the basics. Freelance writing for about 13, no more than 13 years now. I first was published when I was 12 years old
Wow.
in a little magazine. I've been dabbling with writing on and off when I was younger. I tried a lot of things. I did a lot of hustles on the side. And then finally, age caught up with me, and I was like, okay, I need to find one thing that I really want to do. And I decided that it was going to be writing. I've been writing freelance for almost a decade now. Professionally, quit my job end of October. No, yeah, and mid of October 2017. No, 2018. Wow, I'm losing track of my years now. 2018. So it's been about a year and a half that I've been freelancing full time. So the business has been running full time now. It's pretty interesting because I enjoy working for smaller businesses, solo businesses who just need that extra help, extra push, extra guidance with content marketing, because sometimes it's just as simple as, okay, I need things on my social media page, or I need an article for my blog, and then they don't have the time to do it because they are like 2 or 3 people in the team only, and they're too busy making money, which is
Right.
fair enough. But on the back end, you need something to continue running. So that's where I come in, and that's where I like and enjoy helping people. Another part of me that maybe you missed out is how I'm such a nomad.
All
I was
right.
born in Singapore. This is the most interesting story about me. I always find it's like the perfect icebreaker. Where are you from? I don't know. Uh, yeah. So born in Singapore, raised in Brunei, and Malaysian citizen. But so I have clients from all 3 countries. I also do work for some international firms. Sometimes mostly on ad hoc basis whenever they have a writer gap in between different projects. Yeah, so yes, and like you mentioned, I recently decided to focus down and launch a resource platform because I realized that a lot of small businesses have similar issues, similar needs. And with mini marketing hacks, I think it comes down to just picking up a few small things, quick hacks that you can do and immediately implement into your business without cracking your head too much, because it gets very overwhelming when we sit down and consult someone with marketing, like full on reports and like 1,000 things that you can do to improve. It's very overwhelming for small businesses. So the idea behind this was, when I talk to my clients, they're like, okay, give me one thing that I can do now. So that's where mini marketing hacks. It actually started with as an Instagram profile first, which I just did on the side, but I decided to develop on it more since I'm very free now. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Because of the
think I think
COVID-19
that's it.
situation?
Yeah, because of course, unfortunately, some clients had to pause their operations because they're non-essential companies. Um, I still catch up with them, but I think because they really can't do much right now. Even marketing is just making sure that they stay top of mind. It's nothing aggressive anymore. So yeah, I did have a lot of time, and because I know I don't have that when we procrastinate, we're like, oh, never mind lah, go out for
Procrastinate?
makan. Yes.
Procrastinate? Okay, yeah. Sorry.
We're like, oh, let's just go out for a while. I can't do that now. So all that energy has been now focused into just do something. So yeah, that's done.
Okay. You were also doing something for kids, if I'm not wrong, during this period, right?
Yeah, the day before, the day of circuit breaker, when they announced it was going to happen. So the day I have been playing with, I have many ideas in my head. I'm one of those people, like a whole list, a notebook of a lot of ideas. So one of it was to always create activity packs for younger children. And then I realized that, okay, circuit breaker, children are going to be at home all the time, driving their parents mad with love,
Yeah,
So I
I
told my
have that.
sister, and I was like, yeah, you do. So I told my sister, and I was like, let's just try. So one day before, because my dad's in the retail line, he has a few suppliers in Singapore. So I called them up, and I'm like, hey, you guys have these things for like making packs? They were like, yeah, but you need to come today because we close tomorrow for like a month. So I ran out of the house, I bought whatever I could, and yeah, so since that has been happening, we actually made about 15, 16, 17 activity packs for different families. And we got really lucky because one of the moms who bought from us, she was actually helping out with a home where essential workers actually leave their child for daycare. and they needed things to bring back home because they don't have their moms or dads they are with them all the time. It's either they stay with their aunt or auntie. So we made a few mini packs that we gave for charity, you know. So that was nice because you could even do something for them amidst the little supplies that we have now, because we just run out of supplies. We just can't do
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah, so we were quite grateful for that lah.
So is that like only for
Yes.
the short term? Like, is this project only for this circuit breaker period, or are you planning to like dive into children toys or children games as well after this?
I've always been wanting to do children books. That's
Mm.
one thing that I've always been interested in. So now knowing and understanding, because in my family, I am the youngest. My sister does not have children, and obviously I don't have children. So we don't actually have very good experience with what children like, and different ages. So after all the feedback that we've gotten, unfortunately, now we are only left with about 6 or 7 packs that we can sell for this circuit breaker because supplies are on low already.
Yeah.
We've kind of run out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we would love to continue this for the school holidays in the end of the year. And maybe we can come up with more booklets to actually help children, have fun, learn a few things, keep them occupied while moms and dads cook or, run an errand or something.
Yeah, I mean that's super duper helpful. I mean, I'm not a parent, but I do have a nephew at home, and I can testify that they can be a handful without any
Correct.
distractions. Yeah, so those
Yeah.
distractions definitely help a lot. Okay, so thanks for sharing that, Manisha. Now my question, I think the first thing that I want to dive into is, you mentioned that you're an author, right? You're an author, but at the same time,
Yes.
is being an author also your own your own business? Is that what you do for your own business, or do you also do other stuff as well?
Well, I am a writer. My business is writing.
Okay.
And there are a lot of clients who have approached me to author their books, but I can't say author because I'm ghostwriting. So it's
Okay.
just semantics, Yeah, one is ghostwriting. When it comes to authoring my own books, yes, that's not really a business. That's more of a goal to
Okay.
do more books for myself. I should be writing more for myself, but
Uh-huh.
at the moment not happening. Inspiration has not stuck. Maybe after this call.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay. So how did you get into writing then? Or how did you get into writing? What was it that inspired you to do writing as a profession?
I don't know when was that one moment when it happened. I always try to look back into my school life and think, but it's just a series of being put into positions requiring writing that made me realize that no matter where I go, what I do, I will still somehow be asked to write something. When I was in primary school, I used to love reading. I started reading very early because of my sister, but it was more like those teenage
Fan
sappy
fiction kind of thing?
stories. Yeah, like
Right.
Sweet Valley and all of that,
Okay.
That was what I was exposed to. Nobody gave me classics to read. And I came from a very small town that didn't have that culture. So when I got published, and my first article that was published was in Malay, not in English.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's an
it
achievement
didn't.
for me. I mean,
Right. Okay lah, it was just a
Malay
karangan
is.
ko sekolah saya, but yeah, I am very proud of it. I was 12 and I got paid $40 for it, so
Wow.
not complaining. Thank
Yeah,
you.
not complaining.
And then
Okay.
after that, secondary school, I discovered that I could borrow books from the library. I had a Matilda moment. Then I started writing and editing for the school newsletter. A few friends of mine actually went to the principal and asked them that can we start a school newsletter, because we only had a yearbook before that, no monthly newsletter.
Right.
So we started there, and then I always was on the yearbook team. I started writing scripts for the drama. We didn't actually have a drama club, but some of the students were like, let's put something together. I was like, okay. And then I used to script write. Amidst writing, I used to do other things. So it was like, okay, writing and directing. So they would put me as the
Directing?
director, but I used to actually direct plays as well. Yeah, oh my god, I did so many things.
Right, yeah.
right? So then when I came to Singapore, I told myself I'm going to go into mass comm, I want to be a journalist, and then I failed the journalism class. So I was like, maybe not. Because I realized that I
Okay.
cannot write structure. I'm very bad. I'm more of a free flow writer. Uh, and the structure of a newspaper article was not cutting it for me. It's like I cannot write,
What's the
following
structure
it.
of a
Or maybe I
newspaper
had a
article like?
so you have the lead paragraph where you have to introduce, and then
Mm-hmm.
you have to be not biased at all. And maybe because I'm an emotional person, so I was like, no, the person felt very sad. Obviously, I cannot say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was not fail because I'm a bad writer. It was fail because I was not following instructions.
Mm.
So I think I had a very strict teacher, but I mean I'm actually very grateful for that, because he was like, look, you are a very good writer, but you can't seem to get this newspaper thing. It's just not for you. I really don't think it's meant for you. The next semester I had feature writing class, which is more for magazine lifestyle, and I was good
Mm.
at that.
Right.
So I realized that journalism is not the right thing for me. I had to tweak it a little bit, but still I went into advertising. I did
Mm.
a lot of PR. I did marketing. I did a magazine. I did design. I did a lot of web design, graphic design. But
Mm-hmm.
then eventually, when I got my full time job again, which had nothing to do with what I did, I realized that it was writing that I kept coming back to. So this was in 2012, I think, where I was like, no, the one thing that I want to do and call myself now is a writer. It's not a designer. I have the talent to do a lot of other things, so I can assist you, but my main job will always be writing.
So is
Yeah.
writing to you more like a passion, or is it just that something that you know you're good at, so you're gonna pursue it?
Both, a bit of both, because it started from uh I wanted to be a journalist to now it is okay, I need to make money to eat.
Hmm.
So I will keep writing. Of course, there are moments where there's confidence issues. That so people are like, "Oh, you're a writer," you know. But I've always found I'm a very simple writer. I don't
Hmm.
like
Okay.
writing jargons. I don't. So there's a little bit of a niche there. I haven't, I'm not found the finesse in my niche yet. But so I'm just a generic. People are like, "What kind of writer are you?" I'm like, the one who just start typing, or I don't know. I really don't know.
Doesn't that make all of us
I
writers then?
writers, yeah, precisely. I'm like, okay, the generic kind. There's no niche here. What do you
Hmm.
need? What you need, you tell me. If I can help you, I help you. If I can't, I'll tell you. No, sorry, I can't help you. Like technical stuff, engineering, medical, all I cannot do lah, because that one requires expertise, and I am no expert in any of those. Yep.
Hmm. So this whole writing thing is for you as much as a passion job as much as a passion thing than it is a job as well. So that's where
Yeah,
you
there's
decided
a
to. Mhm. Sorry.
sorry. No, I suddenly remembered this article called "From Passion to Profit." So
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Right.
So then,
Sorry.
how did you take that step then? What was it like for you to take that step from, most of us will decide to go and go the normal route about getting just another day job somewhere, right? But you've taken this step,
Mm.
I think when was it? 12 years ago, you said?
I decided to freelance right to about nine and a half years ago lah.
Hmm.
But full time was almost 2 years ago, close to two
Right.
years. Yeah.
So at the point in 9.5 years ago, what was it that compelled you to want to do this as a business, as an entrepreneur?
In life, I have always realized that I've been very lucky. I
Mm-hmm.
feel very blessed that sometimes I just get a calling to do things. This was one of the moments before 2012. It was always something that I used to do. People used to ask me, like, I used to design website. They'll be like, "Okay, you can write. Can you just write the copy for me?" So it was more like that time writing was an add-on. It was not the
Okay.
main thing, right? So
Right.
that's where when in 2012 I was doing a lot of reflection in the beginning of the year, and I realized somehow or another, like I said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
end up doing writing. So I didn't think much of it. Like, I was like, whatever, let's see what comes. I'm just going to tell a few people
Mm.
and put it up on my LinkedIn. That's how it started. I put it out on my LinkedIn. I got a message from some person who worked in the same building as I did, because he
Okay.
saw the company that I was working for, but he also did see that I am dabbling as a freelance writer. he
Uh-huh.
called me for lunch,
Ah.
and that was like the first legit company that came up to me, and they were like, we want a blogger, a blog writer, article writer for our blogs, and
Mm.
it's not heavy. It's like 2 articles a month. So I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I can do it in a weekend. It's not a problem.
Mm.
And from there, it just gave me the inspiration to kick it off lah. That was it. It was just that trial one blog first, and then we see how we like it. Of course, I was like going crazy. Oh no, what if they don't like it? Oh my god,
Right.
help me! All that drama in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm very blessed. I just feel like that if that didn't happen, I don't know if I will be here today or not.
Mm. But there's another thing though. I mean, I've known you for quite a bit. I think it's been about a year now. It's not really quite a bit, lah,
Oh
but it's been
yeah.
about a year, right? So one of the
Yep.
things that I admire most about you is that you have the ability to be very resourceful, and you have the right traits as an entrepreneur, I feel. Right, because like you mentioned earlier, now is the circuit breaker period, and that kids will be staying at home. You managed to find that
Mm.
loophole where parents are going to need help taking care of kids.
Yep.
So there's other incidents that you've shared with me about. So I'm just wondering, was that the case also when you started as a freelance writer or content marketer? Like, did you notice that there was a gap in the market, therefore this is something I'm going to do as well?
Actually, when it comes to writing, it was a complete opposite.
Mm.
There are a lot of writers out there,
Okay.
and more now.
Mm.
Um, if there's anything that drops my confidence, is the fact that there are a lot of writers out there. Like, oh no, how do I keep up with competition?
Mm.
Um, Maybe that answer that. I think it goes back to what you asked me earlier
Mm.
about passion. Yeah,
Mm.
so it was more like no, I like doing this because when I started hustling,
Mm-hmm.
I had the mind to, I started hustling when I was like 10 years old. I started selling stickers. Okay, so
Okay.
business is in my blood lah. Really. Okay, but legit type I did when I came to Singapore. I like to design websites.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a passion because I mistook my ability to put a website together as a passion because I was
Okay.
young. I didn't understand, right?
Mm.
And I was like, okay, I can take my passion and I can make a profit out of it. And I started charging like $500. By the way, this charge does not apply, people. $500 for a website, and I got like a bunch of clients.
Mm-hmm.
So towards the end of my enjoying web design stint, I started hating it. Like really,
Okay.
really hate web designing with a vengeance. Okay, that I don't want to design a website ever again. So when I started writing, I was very scared that this was one of those things.
Mm.
Like, oh my god, what if I write and then I get like not very nice clients, and
Yeah.
I will start hating it again. I don't want to hate writing, so I was very skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
There's no business sense in this writing passion of mine. You
Okay.
want me to write something, you tell me what you want me to write. I will charge you lah, of course, because I need to eat also.
Mm-hmm.
But it was never about making a million out of it, because I've seen how book industries work, unless you're J.K. Rowling or Tolkien, which at the moment I don't have the confidence to admit that I am,
Uh-huh.
or the experience to admit, I will not kaching, out of this. And I never had that in my mind. So when it comes to other things, I'm like, yeah, I can see the gap in the market. I can identify and I can go in. Like another one of projects that I worked on with my friend Liana is we came out with a virtual assistance course on Udemy because
Mm.
there was a gap. It was a good timing that we did it because it was pre-coronavirus. So now people are, looking for things to study online. So it came, well, fortunately or unfortunately, it came at a good time. Okay, I don't want to make money out of this stuff, but yeah, it
Understood.
sounds bad when you say it that way, but
Yeah.
yeah. But with writing, it was never that objective. It was never that, yeah.
Is there an objective now, though?
Um, I think it's still the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's I want to help people get their stories out.
Okay.
Now, because I feel like I'm a bit more experienced and I don't want to, for the lack of a better word, I don't want to waste time with people's pet projects. there were a lot of people who came up to me and they were like, oh, I want to ghostwrite something. But then I don't see infusion. It never helped them. And they obviously they didn't have a budget. It was a very small budget. So I'm like, look, is this something you're seriously working on or not? Because then I will rather concentrate on an existing client who really needs help with something. Like maybe an e-commerce, I don't know, write-up or e-newsletter or something. Like I rather use my resource and my time to do that for them. So I'm a bit more picky now. Maybe I still don't think that's the hustle side of it. Yeah, I think it's the same. It has not changed much.
Okay. And what about your individual goals? Like, do you plan to become JRR? What was it? JR token?
Yeah.
JK
I'm saying
Rowling.
yes to yes, JR token, not yes, I want to become token. Although, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, wow. Goals.
So what's it gonna take for you, let's say, to reach that stage as a writer? Because this is writing is a new world for me, right? Like I know how to write basic composition or content, just a bit of content writing and stuff. But in the world of writing itself, what is the vast difference between I would consider you a professional writer, right? Because you do it as a profession.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what's the difference between a professional writer and say somebody like JRR token? Yeah.
I would say both are professional in their own ways now. One is probably more of a author because they write books, and one is a writer, which is a bit more corporate. I'm sure in her early years, I don't really know the background of Rowling, but I'm sure in her early years, she may have also been with writing for just writing to make money or something.
Okay.
So to answer your question, what was your question about taking the step to becoming an author?
Like no, not the step to become an author, but like what's the steps you can take to reach that stage? Like what's the big difference?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it like creativity? Could it be creativity? Is it the storytelling, the way that they storytell with their characters and stuff? I don't know.
I think it's imagination. To me, it's always been when I used to write poetry before. It was very imaginative. So it's a mix of imagination, structure, discipline. Because I'm sure a lot of us have stories in our head. Heads like, okay, this dragon came from nowhere, whatever. But do we have the discipline to sit down, structure this story out, put our imagination onto paper, and actually make it happen? So, like you said, it kind of makes everyone a writer. Anyone can write. You have a pen, you have a paper, you have a computer. You even use your own voice. You can dictate and someone can write for you. No problem.
Right.
So everyone's a storyteller. If we were to say how to fill in the gap, it's a good question because if I knew, I would have already done it. If I really knew lah. These are my what I think it is because these are the few things that I lack. Discipline for once. Imagination, I have a wild one, but I tend to not have the discipline to put it down and structure it. So it's all like floating in my head, and I either use the excuse of I have no time because I'm working for my clients, or I have no time because I'm procrastinating.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah.
Okay, so eventually, I guess this individual goal will become a priority. Can we say that we look forward to hearing Singapore's best writer?
I'm
soon?
sure you can hear her or him already lah. Got quite a lot that are quite good already.
Yeah.
Let's not forget the existing ones.
Okay. All right. So what else about you? Let's say your business. How's your business going?
Oh, now or like since the start?
Okay. What's your journey been like as an entrepreneur so far?
Wow, it's been crazy. Yeah, very crazy. I think from the start, I think some of the crazier moments are mostly client involving lah. Like some of them have requests. I'm like, how to do this? I don't know how to do this. But like you said, and I'm not bragging, but I do feel like I'm a pretty resourceful person.
Yeah.
I will find out. I will
Okay.
find out how to do it, and I will try. And I have learned a lot of things since I started. In the beginning when you're younger, you're a bit more impulsive. You take more risks. You just like, okay, I want to do this. Idea is great,
Right.
and then there you meet stumbling blocks, and then depending on how passionate you are about the project, you are willing to pick it up or drop it. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was younger, I picked up very fast, but I dropped things very fast too,
Okay.
because I never had the heart in it. So like, oh, cool idea. Okay, let's try. And then like 2 months later, don't want to do anymore. Bye. Sorry, I quit. See y'all. You
Right.
know, because the heart was like the same thing happened when I started writing. I was like, again, one of the things I was worried about was, okay, I don't have enough confidence, don't have too many competition. And the third thing was, oh my god, is this going to be one of the things I quit again?
Right.
I don't want this to be one of the things that I quit again.
Mm.
So I think maturity has set in, and nowadays if you get a weird request or a very rushed request and I'm not in the frame of mind to write, because one of the things about writing is there are great writers out there who can just write like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's me who overthinks. And I'm like, oh god, what do I write? I have like 10 lines in my head, and I'm like, which one do I choose? So I'm not an impulsive writer. I have to really think about what I want to put on paper, and getting rush projects sometimes becomes frustrating. But last time when I got this kind of projects, it was, oh no, I become sad and I'm frustrated. Now it's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to just go and eat chocolate and think about it and come back and then write. So it's more of, okay, this is going to happen. The expectation is there that some things are going to frustrate you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just acknowledge that this is frustrating, and then figure out what to do about it. So I think over the years I've become more of a solutions driven person rather than harping on the problem kind of person, which I
And,
was a lot of before.
mm. And I don't know. Okay, so for me, right, that's one of the things that I've learned as well in this entrepreneurship journey, right? Uh,
Mm,
it's about it's about coping in a way that suits you. I feel,
mm,
right? So I want to ask you: do you think that everybody should at least at some point try being an entrepreneur so that they can understand this? Do you think that it's a worthwhile journey to go and do for them?
mm,
Because what I find is that an entrepreneurship journey is very fulfilling, in a sense. You get to learn a
mm,
lot about yourself, about how you
mm.
tackle challenges, about how you build your business. So I find it very fulfilling in that sense. So I just want to know your take. Do you think that everybody should try that as well?
Yes, but with a clause.
Hmm.
So there are a lot of us who are in love with this idea of digital nomadism, becoming your own boss, and
Hmm.
then we just jump into it.
Right.
I knew I could do it a long time ago. I had that much confidence in myself, but I still didn't,
Okay.
because I was like, am I being impulsive? I was like, okay, I can do it, but am I going to do it well enough or not? Am I
Hmm.
able to control my emotions or not? So a lot of us, we just, when we are younger nowadays, we see the generations that we're going to take a break, we're going to do entrepreneur. It's good that we all do that, because like you said, we do learn a lot. But if we are a little older, if we have more responsibilities, I think the best way to do it is to do it on the side first,
Hmm.
because that way you actually get to know whether you can actually pull through
Right.
with yourself first, because emotions are not a lot of us have good grip on our emotion. I'm not one of those people who has a good grip on our emotions, and entrepreneurship will give you a roller coaster of emotions.
Hmm.
So you will go through times where you hit a great sale and you're like, awesome, man, I can
Hmm.
keep going, you're full of adrenaline. And then there's that moment where you don't get any clients for like 2 months, and you're like, oh no, what do I do? How
Yeah.
do I eat now? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you will go through ups and downs. So a great tip would be for parents, especially.
Hmm.
I'm very lucky that my parents let me sell stickers when I was 10, because I learned a lot. I
Okay.
really learned a lot from just, selling stickers to my friends. I was like the early Grab delivery person because I used to live in a shop house. So
Mm-hmm.
my friends who used to live in like the residential areas, they used to ask me to buy things from the shops and then bring it to school.
Okay.
I mean, prior like pioneering Grab delivery
So you
in
got a
the
delivery
other
fee, is
countries.
it?
I know, right? Like 10 cents my delivery fee. So, like it was really interesting to have learned that so early and to have
Hmm.
gone through like friends were like, no, suddenly they changed their mind. I don't want to buy. And it's like something I don't even use. So I'm like, what now? Of course,
Hmm.
at that time, I didn't know that this is just like bad debts. Now it's like, okay, this is going to happen. Collateral damage, I guess you could call it. But now you have the wisdom to come out and like make sense out of it. But
Hmm.
uh, it's good to actually have the experiences when we are younger. So parents were like, times like this, we don't know what to do. Try to play games with your children. Like, okay, you need to sell something, or you need to make something to sell, like make cookies, or just to get like and get your family group to support. But don't only keep it limited. Like, we're like, oh, never mind, the cousin will buy, and then we'll just keep quiet, don't give feedback. You must, one of the things that we don't know how to handle very well is feedback.
Hmm. Okay.
So actually going through the ups and downs of it when you are not so young lah, maybe like a teenager or something, that's really, really helpful. But it's never too late to learn anything. So even if you're in your 50s or 60s and you want to try it now, great time.
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. Nice tip.
Mm.
All right. What next? Let's say COVID-19. How's that been then for you,
Mm.
for business wise?
Business wise is a little, well, initially when it happened it was very scary because it's
Hmm.
like, oh no, because I kept getting calls from clients. I have Malaysian clients, so they were like, sorry Manisha, we can't pay you because we have to stop everything. In Malaysia it's stricter. It started earlier with businesses, um, but then there are clients who are essential, so they actually made me think of ways to help them in times like this. So I actually have been cracking my brain a lot.
Hmm.
I've actually been calling my clients who say they cannot pay, but I've still been maintaining communications and telling them like, look, you still can do this. I'm not asking you for money, but please maintain your efforts where you have done it for so long, and we can look at things later. Don't worry about. We have to be there for each other now. It's actually teaching me how to become more giving. Like, I mean, yeah, with even the activity packs,
Hmm.
giving to the charity group. I'm just trying to help small businesses myself, food businesses especially, of course.
Right.
Yeah. So like people selling cookies just before this new thing came, I was like, okay, I'll buy a bottle or something like that. So it's a good mix of give and take, I guess, for businesses everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
When you were mentioning that, you were cracking your brain to try and help your clients, right?
Mm.
Again, to me, that highlights your resourcefulness about trying to get the best out of the situation. So I'm just wondering, going back to what we were earlier talking about as well about this entrepreneurship journey, do you think being resourceful is key to being an entrepreneur?
Yes, definitely, because being adaptable
Mm-hmm.
is very important because resourceful is, I guess it's a fine line. If this had happened to someone who was not adaptable, they would probably be it would be very difficult for them to stop and say like, oh no, how do I change? How do I the willingness to adapt has to be there first.
Okay.
Then you can say, okay, then you have the mindset to be like, okay, I have to do something to find out. Then you go and search, then you go and talk to other people, then you
Mm.
go and say, okay, I will do this for whoever or change whatever. Yeah, so if you're not willing to adapt to the situation, it doesn't matter if you're resourceful because you will not do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the key things to have as an entrepreneur is being adaptable, right?
Yep.
And especially I think in situations like now, which is like the circuit breaker, having
Mm,
to, I think business owners like I know one business owner who had workers from Malaysia working under him, right? Now they've all been
yep.
sent back, so now he has to adapt his business because of the situation. So
Exactly.
yeah, I totally agree with you
Yep.
on that. Okay, I think we're
Yeah.
coming to the last few minutes, Manisha. So maybe you want to
Yes.
share a bit more about your latest project, baby. Mini marketing
Okay.
hacks. Yeah. Let us know,
Thanks.
what is that about?
So Mini marketing hacks, like I said earlier, came up as a platform with resources for clients to just pick up a few different tips that they can immediately implement.
Hmm.
It's actually an Instagram account, Mini Marketing Hacks. Now it's also a website with where I plan to include different resources. We already have social media image packs that you can plug and play. We have consultation calls that, quick brainstorm sessions that you need, come up with 3-4 ideas that you can immediately do. We have free downloads. We also have a link to the courses that we have, and we also are planning to do blogs and stuff like that in the future. More stuff that you can download for free.
Podcast as well?
Yeah, sure. Why not? We can
Okay.
add in whatever you plan to do in the future, which you need to share with us, by the way, so we all know too.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, back on you first, the highlight. So what's your end goal for Mini Marketing Hacks?
I think it's just reaching out to more small businesses for now. There is no tangible goal at the moment. It's just reaching out, letting everyone know that there are easy resources that you can use. You don't have to crack your brain. You don't have to overthink. You don't have to have a huge marketing plan. Sometimes it's already you have a marketing plan, but again, when you need to adapt and you need to tweak things, you can actually just go through this list of things and then you can just pick one up and just quickly do it.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're kind of like providing a one-stop solution for small businesses.
Yes.
And are you doing this by yourself or do you have a partner?
At the moment, I'm doing this by myself. The Instagram page is run by myself. Of course, I have partnered up with a designer. Like my website is designed by Brand Build Up Collective. Of course, the courses are with my friend Liana from Virtual Assistant Singapore. Future podcasts will be with my friend Fadli.
Oh, I see.
Yes, as if you didn't know. Yeah, so these are a few things that I hope I didn't forget anyone. Yes. Yep.
Okay, wonderful. So yeah, we wish you the best in that, Manisha. We hope that it really thrives and it really does help people. I think, especially small businesses going through these tough times right now. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Anything else you'd like to add before we sign off?
No,
Okay?
I'm
How about
good.
this? What about
Yes.
if you could share one message out there to the audience from your life that you've learned? What would be that
Wow.
message? Yeah.
Way to put a girl in the spot. Okay. I guess seeing how things are there right now, I think not giving up is very important. It's not easy. A lot of us are struggling to, see through things on a daily basis. Not giving up, talk to people, whether it's for your personal or your business. I think this is a good time for us to catch up with a lot of things, either things we have not done, including watching that movie that you've been wanting to watch for like 10 years. And keeping in touch with people is very important for your mental health, for your growth. So you can keep at it. And if you are doing too much, you still are working from home, you are a parent, please take it easy. It's hard on everyone in different ways. And let's just stay united.
Wonderful. Love that message. Thank you, Manisha.
Yes.
All right, and thank you very much for being the first guest here on Deep Culture. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So if you guys want to catch more episodes like this, if you guys also want to hit out Manisha to see what she can offer you in terms of marketing services or freelance author, I'll link her Instagram, her website, both. I'll link them somewhere below.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Take care, everyone, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Deep Culture. Bye.